So today we are going to be making a concoction. Can you say concoction? And what is a concoction, you ask? A concoction is something that we make with whatever we have. You create a recipe and you feed the family with whatever ingredients you can find in the house, and you throw something together and you go, yep, that looks good. We hope it tastes good. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to turn y'all around. If you see the red live in the upper left hand corner, that means we are live. If you do not see that red live in the upper left hand corner, that means you're watching the replay. Please do hashtag replay in the comments below. And please share, sprinkle, and splatter. And make sure you are subscribed to my channel so that you'll get notified when I go live. Okay, so I'm going to turn y'all around. And I'm going to aim. I've got sausage I've got to cook. Let me wash my hands because I've been touching my face. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we washed the hands. And now we're going to get this party started. I'm going to turn you around so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm going to turn this light on, enable flash. Okay. So I'm going to turn you around and I'm going to face you down here because first of all, we're going to be cutting our sausage. So this is Dearborn breakfast sausage. And this is Conica. I'll show you. This is Alabama. This is an Alabama-made sausage, Conica. It's hickory smoked sausage. And this is great for gumbo or jambalaya or, something like that because of the flavor. This is like a southern-made sausage, which is hard to get up here. I've only found one place. This right here is a Dearborn. This is called Dearborn. So I'll show you. This is a Detroit-made sausage. Does this? I think it says Dearborn on it somewhere. Let me see. Where's the other? Right here. Okay, yeah. See, this is a Dearborn brand. This is made in Detroit. So this is the two sausages that I'm going to use today. The Conica and the Dearborn. So there, I saved them packages just so you could see it. Okay. And we're going to slice our sausages. And this is the first one we're going to use because the Dearborn sausage is very greasy. So it creates the oil in the pan. Just like that. So this is the first thing that we're going to cook in there. And then we'll add our onions and I cut some onions up and I cut some zucchini up. And I've got some peas and carrots. And I got some beans. And I got some stewed tomatoes. And we're just going to throw all these in here and we're going to cook these. So, but first I'm going to start with our sausage. Say concoction. I'm going to turn that on a medium high. We'll throw that in there. Okay, I'm going to turn y'all to the pan so you can see, and I'll cut this sausage up while we're cooking that. So that is our Dearborn sausage that we have. There we go. Sorry, guys. Okay. So we have that on medium high. And now while that's starting to cook, I'll cut this, whoops, hi guys. I'll cut this other sausage up and throw it in there. There we go. So Jerry just went and mailed the cookbook for that lady that couldn't afford it, remember? That we got in the mail today. Well, my subscribers know because I was live on my subscribers page and we mailed out all the packages for the contest. They are all mailed and gone. We mailed out all of our admin's gifts and all of the gifts for the contest, and I boxed that thing up. Jerry brought home some tape, and so we got everything mailed out. A woman sent us a card, just so y'all know. I don't know if you guys don't know because I was on my orders page. Let me wash my hands. And she sent me a card just to love on me, pretty much. And in this card, she said she would love to get a cookbook, but she's got to wait until she gets some money, right? And I'm like, aw. And if anybody knows me, they already know. So I just sent her a cookbook to bless her. Because somebody that's got to save their money to get a cookbook, that touches my heart, and I can't roll that way. We are our brother's keeper, you know? I believe that with all my heart. And so, we sent her one, man. Isn't that girly? Okay, so, now, okay, I washed it. Look at me. Y'all can see the meat cooking good. Just making sure. There we go. Okay, see that Dearborn sausage? Do you see it's making oil? It's making grease in the bottom because that's what it is. Okay, so while that's doing that, I'm going to put about a tablespoon of turmeric in there. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon of black pepper in there. Just like that, because that oil and that black pepper is going to cause that turmeric to release this chemical that is very heart healthy. But in order for, whoops, look at that, I flipped that right across the whole stove. In order for it to release that, you have to have oil or black pepper. That's what, okay, we're going to dump our onions in there. Just like that. And we're going to dump our zucchini. So I cut a bunch of zucchini. I wish I had some okra, but I don't. Put them in the sink. Okay. And we're just going to stir fry this with the tomatoes, because the tomatoes, this is stewed tomatoes with no salt. Right there. The tomatoes gives juice, and that's what we want. We want that juice in the bottom. Okay, let me get a little bit of water. Water. Because y'all know we are going to be putting rice in here. So, next, I'm going to put a can of sliced carrots that's already pre-cooked. And I'm going to put some baked beans in there just like that. I love baked bean sandwiches or pork and bean. My mom used to eat pork and bean sandwiches. So we're going to dump that in there. And then we're going to rinse our cans with that water. Because y'all already know how I roll. Waste not, want not. So there's that. And then we're going to pour that right in there just like that. Okay. Now we're going to stir this. Just like that. So that's about a half a cup of water that we added to that through that can. Let me throw these cans away. And okay, so I got about 2 cups. I'm going to measure that and see how correct I am. In that big can, I use that big can. So let me see how correct I am. I used this big can and I put water in it. And now let's measure. I guessed about 2 cups. And it is 3 cups. Let me see. Let me look. Yep. No, it's a little under 3. It's about 2.5. Yeah. So that's 2.5. So now we have to get our rice. Oh, this is what else I wanted to add. Was the Lipton onion soup mix. So we're just going to sprinkle that right over the top of there. Just because it's flavor. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to get some of this soup mix. And this says, let's see, 2 pounds, 4 cart. Okay. So now we're going to get this rice. This is a jambalaya mix with beans, and we are going to add this into the mix. I'll show you in a minute. I'm just... Okay. And we'll add some brown rice to that. Let me open my lid. There. Oh, you hear Momo? Jerry, Momo's wanting to come in, I think. Okay. He is out there talking. There, okay. So here's our... Okay. Let me stir this. All that in there. And before we do the rest, we do want this to come to a boil. Okay, so this is my rice. This is brown rice. And this is a jambalaya gumbo mix. It's got beans and rice and flavor in it. So we've got a half a can of that mix in there, and along with the half a can of this mix, because we are making a concoction. Say it, concoction. It's just what you have in your kitchen. Let me put that back in there. There we go. Okay. And then I also have this, but I'm not going to add this yet, just because we want this to come to a boil. So let me turn that up a little bit and stir this. And we want this to come to a boil. I guess I could add my 2.5 cups of water, huh? Yeah, let's just add that now. So it'll come to boil. And then we will add our mix. And I did it in the can with exactly how much water I had in there, so that, you know. Look at that. That looks good, you guys. Oh, man. So I do have a dinner date today with Josie and a friend of hers, Debbie, that hung out here growing up with Josie in middle school and high school after we moved back from Mississippi. And she is a grown woman now, and she's a beautiful young woman. And so we are going to meet them for dinner, which will be fun. Okay, there's that. Okay, now we want this to boil. Let me turn it on high, just until it can get hot and bring that water to a boil. So this is Hanukkah and Dearborn sausage. This is zucchini, yellow onion, baked beans, carrots, and stewed tomatoes with some turmeric and black pepper. so far. That's the only spices that we have added. Oh, and that 1 package of Lipton onion soup mix. And 2.5 cups of water. So that's all we have added, just so you know. There we go. Okay. And so we want this to boil. Once this boils, we will add our rice and our jambalaya gumbo mix. So yeah, our rice mixture. So we want this to boil though before we do that, because we want to make sure that that zucchini is pretty good cooked. Is cooked pretty good. So there, it's looking good though, right, you guys? It is. I think it's looking good. It smells good. Concoction. Y'all say it. Concoction. There it is. Should we put a little Mrs. Dashes or Danos in there? What do you think? No, because this rice stuff has spices in it. So yeah, we don't want to ruin it. So let's put this in here. Okay, there's that. Put the rice and the jambalaya mix away. There we go. And it's getting pretty warm. Look, patience is not one of my virtues. I'm telling y'all something good. I get so impatient waiting. My ADHD says, come on, come on, come on, do it. Boil already. Cook. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Okay. I gotta wipe the stove and the counter over here because I'm OCD and I see some turmeric back there. And that makes me feel like everything's dirty. Okay, let me wipe this off over here. There we go. Okay. This is wiped off while we're waiting for that to boil. What is that on there? Okay. There we go. So we got that wiped off, y'all. Okay, let's see how it's doing. Look at, you can see that turmeric in there. That turmeric is so good for us. It is really good for your body. Okay, boil. Do it, come on. Today. Hello? You know? Can you boil now, please? We are all just sitting here staring at this pot, waiting for her to boil. What the even heck? Lord. Dude, we got all the packages mailed out for the contest. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait for them to get their gifts. I want to be a little mouse in the corner watching them going, that makes me so... When people get gifted, y'all, I don't know about you guys, but when I get to bless people with gifts, it is a super duper high for me. I mean, I just... Oh, I can't wait to hear from my admins. I can't wait to hear what my admins think. I'm so excited. And finally, Marlene Gates is getting all of her spoons. Thank you, Jesus. Lord, she has been so patient. We haven't heard a word from her. She has just sat back and showed humility. Bless her heart. And I've been collecting spoons for her ever since I went to Florida. Remember, they didn't have spoons in Florida, though. We couldn't find them anywhere. But that's okay. We made up for the Michigan and the Holland and all the other ones. Look at them beans. There's beans in there. Beans, beans, musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. Beans, beans, forever meal. There it is. Boy, that looks good, y'all. I don't know. We might like this concoction. We may make this again. Look at it starting to boil. Yeah, we need it to boil. Okay. I don't think I'm going to put them peas and carrots in there. I don't think we need them. I think we've got enough other vegetables. You know what I do know, though? I have got some liver in that freezer. And I'm thinking next Monday, we are going to make some liver and onions. Because I have onions and I have liver. All I got to make with it is mashed taters. I sliced up some cucumbers for Jerry also on the side with his rice. So that's we want it to boil really good. So that's coming to a nice little boil. I just want to make sure that that zucchini is tender enough. You know what I mean? And all that flavor is in the juice. Oh man, I can smell it already. With that Hanukkah sausage and them beans and them tomatoes and that zucchini and the onions. Look at that, y'all. Just like Mama used to make. Look at that. So down south in Missouri, where I halfway grew up at, we called this slop. I call it a concoction. You know, as a slop down home is anything that you throw together that fills the kids' tummies and they get to eat. You know? Yeah, look at that. It's coming to a nice little bowl. So we're digging it. I can dig it. Can you dig it? I can dig it. He can dig it. She can dig it. We can dig it. Dig it. Dig it. There it is. Rapture. Just like downtown. So that's cooking up pretty good. Yes. Cook on. Cook on. This is going to be a nice little pot. So we will be able to eat on this all weekend. You know, that's... See, and that's one thing that I have to appreciate growing up poor in a home where we had to make everything stretch. And Jerry did not never experience this. I'll have y'all know, Jerry does not like leftovers. He doesn't. He eats it, but and we was raised on leftovers, son. You threw everything in a pot and you made what you could make. And hopefully it was enough to cover everybody. You know, fill everybody's tummies. And if there was leftovers, you're having it until it's gone. Jerry's not down. He's like, I don't really particularly care for leftovers, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, so I'm going to turn that down on a medium. And we are going to add our rice and our jambalaya mix with the seasoning and the beans. Red beans. Red beans and roasted misha. So we're going to stir that all in. All them seasonings and that rice. See, and that rice is going to absorb all this juice. All this, the wetness. Okay, let me scrape out my can. And I'm going to suck up a little bit of this juice and put it in the pan. Because I want all the leftovers that's in there. Can you see? There's stuff in there. So we want all that goodness out of there. Just like that. Yes. Did I get it all? Let me make sure. Waste not, want not, y'all. Waste not, want not. There it is. Okay, there. Just like downtown, son. Oh, Paul messaged me. I'll have to message him back in a minute. I'm busy cooking right now. Okay, so look at, see that rice is all gonna absorb all that. And I just want to stir this at first, just because we don't want all that seasoning in that rice to stick on the bottom. And then once it gets to that stage where it won't stick, I will put a lid on it. Look at it's getting thicker. Look at that. Yum, yum, yum. See? All them beans, them red beans, it's gonna absorb all that. Man, that looks good. Goodness. I may end up eating with Papa and just sit and talk to the girls while they eat. We could do that. Look at that. That's cooking up mighty fine. Yes. So I do have this on medium. Just until that rice blanches a little bit, because you know you got to boil rice for a few minutes before you turn it down for it to absorb the liquid. See? And them red beans that was in that jambalaya mix. Yes. That looks mighty fine. Concoction. Say it, y'all. Concoction. Say, this is what Momma Dee calls concoction. There it is. See, and that's bubbling up real nice, so it's blanching that rice that's in there. Now, my mother-in-law, my Vietnamese mother-in-law, when she was alive, she taught me when you make like a stew like this with rice, or a rice soup, or something like that, she would always fry her rice in a little bit of oil, raw rice. She'd put a little bit of oil in a pan, and she'd put her rice in there, and she would literally fry that rice, because it would blanch it and make it, instead of absorbing all the liquid like that, it would kind of make the rice like dissolve in the broth. You know what I mean? Paul is messaging me. You guys hang on. Okay. There we go. Okay, see, now this is starting to thicken real nice. That rice is, I believe, it is blanched now. So that rice is going to absorb all this liquid that y'all see here. I'm going to turn this on a low simmer. And these these have had it. These come off when I use them. Okay, so we're going to turn this down on low. And we're going to cover it and let it cook. And there will be pictures later. Y'all already know. Okay. Would you say you'd rather have a Whopper? Jerry said he'd rather have a Whopper. Lord. This guy. He loves him some fast food. What are we going to do? He said he'd rather have a Whopper, y'all. That's what he said. You want a Whopper, Jerry?
No, I'm messing.
No, you're not. You said I'd rather have
I did say that.
I heard you say it. Listen, I may have bad ears, but I was listening, boys.
I do have the whole beef for a Whopper, but that does
look at this man.
That does look good.
Wait. Look, what'd you say? Look, y'all, let me show you something here. Come here, let me show you something.
I did say I'd rather have a Whopper, but
Look, he has just came home from work. You can tell he has not taken his share yet, and he would rather have a Whopper. I heard him whisper in the living room, I would rather have a Whopper. What are we going to do about this man? He would rather. I got your Whopper hanging, buddy.
it does.
There it is. Oh, my goodness.
Oops.
Okay, so we're going to cover this.
Did I say that out loud?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
that-
you said it out loud, and I heard you all the way in him.
That does smell good,
There we
doesn't it?
go. Okay, so
It's healthier than a Whopper.
we have got it covered, and we have got it on low. So we will let this simmer. We will let this simmer about 25 minutes, and there will be pictures because our admin Diane is on here. There will be pictures. Thank y'all for watching. We love you. This is what it looks like. Look at that. That rice is going to absorb all that liquid, and we will see what it looks like later. God bless you. From Momma Dee's house to yours. Bye.